Hello guys, today I will be talking about 3 American companies which operate in the housing industry. As I mentioned in the previous video, I will be using Guru Finance for this analysis. The first company is D.R. Horton. D.R. Horton missed its third quarterly earning from last year. It bet its fourth quarterly earning from last year. It then bet its first and second quarterly earning from this year. However, the estimate for their third quarterly earning this year is lower than the estimate for their third quarterly earning from last year. In terms of the share price, at the beginning of the pandemic, the company was at 55 and it reached a peak of 127. NVR missed its third quarterly earning. It did beat its fourth quarterly earning from last year, and then it bet its first and second quarterly earning for this year. Unfortunately, here again we can see that the estimate for their third quarterly earning this year is lower than the estimate for their third quarterly earning from last year. In terms of the share price, the company at the beginning of the pandemic was at 3,816 and it reached a peak of 6,377. LEN Corporation missed its fourth quarterly earning from last year. It bet its first, second, and third quarterly earning for this year. Unfortunately, the estimate for their fourth quarterly earning is lower than the estimate for their fourth quarterly earning for last year. In terms of the share price, the company was at 61.62 at the beginning of the pandemic and reached a peak of 126. Now that we have discussed their earnings and their share price, let us now talk about their respective financial statements. The first company I'd like to talk about is D.R. Horton. D.R. Horton revenue rose from 20,311 to 33,480. Please remember that this is in millions. The company also experienced an increase in income from 2,380 to 5,895. Both of these increases are positive things to us as shareholders, and hopefully the company continues to increase its revenue and its income. The company's operating activities went from 1,421 to 561. Their investing activities went from negative 166 to negative 414. And the company's financial activities went from 270 to 811. The main reason why there was this drastic change in financial activity is because the company increased its repurchase of common stock. This is good news to us as shareholders. It's nice to see that the company is buying their own shares. Let's now discuss their balance sheet. The company's cash decreased from 3,237 to 2,572. They experienced an increase in inventory from 16,479 to 21,655. Due to the nature of their business, you would expect a large inventory. It seems that the company experienced an increase in finished homes and finished developments during this time period. Hopefully they managed to sell their properties, their finished properties, and earn a good revenue out of it. The company's current asset and current liability ratio is good, and their income and equity ratio is fine as well. Let's now move on to the next company, Lennar. The next company is Lennar Corporation. The company experienced an increase in revenue from 22,488,000 to 33,671,000. Please remember that here it's counted in thousands, and in DHI Horton financial statement it was in millions. In any case, Lennar also experienced a rise in income. The company's income rose from 2,467,000 to 4,648,000. Both of these increases are positive news to shareholders. Hopefully the company manages to increase both figures in the future. Moving on to the company's financial consolidated statement of cash flows. The company experienced a decrease in operating activities from 4,190,000 to 3,265,000. During this time period, Lennar Corporation experienced a decrease in operating activities from 4,190,000 to 3,265,000. The main reason why this occurred is due to the increase in inventory. Inventory went up in 2020 by 781,000, and in 2022 it rose by 2,383,000. Again, due to the nature of the company's business, you'd expect a large inventory. In terms of investing activities, the company's investing activities went from negative 280,000 to negative 128,000. In terms of financial activities, the company's financial activities went from negative 2,446,000 to negative 1,277,000. The main reason why this change occurred is due to the increase in proceeds from inventory. Proceeds went from positive 346,000 to 1,167,000. This is good news to us as shareholders. Redemption of senior notes also fell from negative 1,499,000 to negative 575,000. Let's now move on to their balance sheet. In terms of the company's balance sheet, the company's cash went from 2,735,000 to 4,616,000. Their inventory went up from 18 million to 21 million. And their current assets and current liabilities ratio is good. The company has a lot of accounts payable. They do have a lot of long-term assets which may no longer be as profitable as they used to be. Perhaps it would be wise for the company to sell some of those long-term assets and invest the proceeds from the sale somewhere else. In any case, that's all I have to say about Lennar. Let us now move on to the final company. The last company I'll be talking about is NVR. The company's revenue went from 7,328,000 to 10,326,000. Their net income also rose during this time period from 901,000 to 1,725,000. Moving on, let's talk about their statement of cash flows. The company's operating activities went from 925,000 to 1,870,000. The main reason why operating activities rose for NVR is because of the increase in net income and the decrease in inventory. Inventory in 2020 rose by 362,000, and in 2022 it fell by 159,000. In terms of investing activities, the company's investing activities rose from negative 3,933 to negative 27,431. Finally, the financial activities went from 727,000 to negative 1,905,000. The main reason why this change occurred is because the company increased its purchase of treasury stock. Initially, the purchase was at negative 371,000 and it rose to 1,500,000. Also, redemption of senior notes went up from 0 to negative 600,000. Finally, let us talk about the company's balance sheet. NVR experienced a decrease in cash from 2,545,000 to 2,503,000. As I've mentioned before, the company also experienced a decrease in inventory from 1,947,000 to 1,788,000. In terms of mortgage banking, the company experienced a decrease in cash from 28,000 to 19,000. The company's current assets and current liability ratio is good. The company has a lot of payables and accrued expenses, which is a good thing. Finally, the company's equity and income ratio is good as well. Let's now use Guru Finance to analyze the three companies. Now that we have analyzed the three companies, let us now talk about Guru Finance. As you can see, when you first enter the application, you receive a short introduction. Now that we have analyzed the three companies, let us now analyze them using Guru Finance. When you first open the Guru Finance application, you'll receive a short introduction. The introduction tells you what sources were used to design this application. Afterwards, you go into the Info tab. The Info tab gives you a brief overview of the whole application. And finally, we move on to analysis. Here, you type in the values for the company you wish to analyze. Please remember that the values have to be from the same year. I'm going to show you how to create an analysis on Guru Finance using the latest LEN Corporation figures. Before we type in the company's values, we first have to name our analysis and then type whatever notes you wish. I typed the year 2022. You can type whatever you want. In any case, we first type in the company's total revenue, which is 33,671, 3 zeros. Then we type in the cost of goods sold. In this case, it's the home building. Gross profit is just revenue minus the cost of goods sold. We then type in the company's income, which is the following value. Let's now move on to the company's cash flows. Investing activities. Financial activities. And then we have to find values from the balance sheet. Now I took the liberty to quickly type in the company's current assets, long-term assets, the company's liabilities, which again can be found in the company's liabilities, which again can be found in their balance sheet. And then finally I typed in the company's market capitalization, which can be quickly Googled. You also have to type in the company's currency if you want to do market capitalization. In any case, after we finish typing in all our values, we purchase some in-game currency, and then we pay for the analysis. And this is what we get. As you can see, LEN has a good value. It has okay growth, but its financial condition needs improvement. We'll talk about this a bit later. The next thing I'd like to show you is the market. Here we can create a market out of the companies you have analyzed. So first, let us name the market. For notes, I'll just put the year 2022, and we will create a market out of the 3 companies that I have displayed to you. We click market evaluation and we get a market. As you can see, we have their average finance condition, their growth, and their value. We also have the percent of the market each company holds in this market. So you can see that DHI and LEN holds the largest portion of the market, with NVR being the smallest. At the bottom we have a list of all of the analyses that you have performed. Here you can see the analysis by itself, or you can delete an entry. Please remember that if you delete an analysis, it is removed permanently. You can't undo a delete. The same goes for the market list. You can see the market by itself. You can delete it if you want to. In the compare analysis tab, you can compare two different companies side by side. So let's compare DHI 2022 to NVR year 2022. From the compare analysis, we can see that DHI has a better finance condition than NVR in 2022. This makes sense because the company has much larger current assets than NVR, especially inventory, which they can sell if something happens, some emergency happens. The company can sell their inventory in order to stabilize their company. So in the short term, DHI has a better condition than NVR. The company, however, has a lower growth value than NVR. The main reason for this is because of liabilities. The DHI has significantly larger long-term liabilities than NVR. Now let us look at their 2021 values. Here again we can see that DHI has a better finance condition than NVR. The growth is higher as well. The main reason why growth for DHI is higher is because of the amount of cash reserves they had during the year. In any case, the value here again is the same, similar to the 2022 values. Let's now compare DHI 2022 to LEN values in 2022. As we can see, DHI and LEN has similar growth and values. However, DHI does have a better finance condition. The main reason for this is because the company has a better current liabilities and current assets ratio than LEN. Comparing LEN values to NVR, we can see that both companies have a similar value condition. NVR has more potential to grow in the future, and they do have a better finance condition than LEN. The reason why NVR has a better finance and growth condition than LEN is mainly due to their current assets and current liabilities ratio. LEN does need to reduce their current liabilities and perhaps even their receivables and their inventory. hopefully their values improve in the future. Before we go to the rating table, I'd like to talk about the compare to market feature. Here we can compare a company to a market of our choosing. So I will compare NVR 2022 to the housing market we created previously, 2022. And here we can see NVR's 2022 results and the housing market. Now that I have gone through the Guru Finance application, let us now put all three companies on the rating table. I will be placing DR Horton and NVR in the buy section. Both companies have a good finance, growth and value condition. DR Horton does have a better short-term condition, however NVR currently has better growth. We'll have to see which company does better in the future. LEN Corporation will be placed in the OK section. Although the company seems to be weaker than DR Horton and NVR, they still do have a good financial statement. Hopefully they'll be able to improve it in the future. In any case, that's all I have to say about the three companies. In the next video, I will talk about two American airline companies. Again, Guru Finance is available on the App Store. If you wish to use it, you can get it. In any case, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.